Just had some news come out, and this last push down below the 88 round number, and trying to hold this volume here to come up and test the overnight high here. And I will manage it through the top if we get there, and it's not having an easy time, but I like the concept. There we go, nice push there through the highs. Now we're going to see how we treat this volume, but I would suspect if we don't have sellers come back in here, which is definitely possible, but that we would move higher from here. We do have a few fairly important levels here at 30, and then all the way up at 54 we have this multi-year high. So eventually we'll definitely see that, but we'll see if I can get that. Gotta get above the overnight high first to challenge that. But now I've taken off my risk. We need to hold these highs here and get a little lucky. Putting in a little bit of volume into this volume here, but nothing too crazy at all. And there we go. First test back to these old highs. That's what I would expect to hold. And we definitely have some shorts trapped here. Last seller came in here, pushed down below the round number, the 88. So, but we definitely have sellers still in this market here after the kind of the big rally up. So the safe and conservative trade would have been to take this trade off into the volume here at 17, which would have been, 12 ticks or so, but I think we can do better. ES is rallying hard. I tried to get a long trade out of here, took a loss, and then I didn't want to be in before a re-entry before the news at 6:30, so I didn't get this move, but I was actually targeting this 92.75, which is about a 10-point trade, so that was pretty conservative. And then we went all the way to 43.13. I'm pulling back again, and not sure if I'm going to be able to survive the pullback, but we keep kind of gnawing away at this supply. But will it get me an entry before going higher? I'm not sure. Definitely would expect a move through the high, but so far it's held. I will definitely not want to see price back below this low here. So any try down lower is going to get me, but it looks like I'm going to get lucky. We have some pretty big volume here on the dome at 34 and 36. See how that is managed. But we are seeing a little bit of increased volume here at the highs, where we would expect this supply here, but nothing crazy. No real large absorption. I'm going to try to lock in something here pretty quick. Definitely still some selling going on, but looks like it's going to get through that. ES is continuing to rally. There it goes. Locked in 10 here. We did break the high. No flush yet. Next push up, I'll probably lock in 20. Nothing too crazy though yet, so I'm not going to manage it too tight. We're not seeing any major supply coming in. No big sellers coming in here. But breakout buyers also not really jumping on yet, so I'm going to be trying to lock in 20 here. This next push. Not really too much of a flush there yet. There we go. That's 29 I locked in. We had some large volume on the dome, so that's a good exit there. I wouldn't doubt if we'll go ahead and flush all the way up at least to that overnight high at the 54, but 29 ticks is pretty nice. This is about as beautiful as a trade as I could have hoped for. So I exited at 33. Price went to 38 and is now pulling all the way back to these highs. So just perfect. That's about as good as it can get. Nice way to start the morning. Gonna try long here. Let's see if I can get a 64 fill above the volume. This is a little risky for sure, being that we're at the lows, but I think this is an area where we might pop. I've already taken basically 4 full losses and given back all of my profits from the morning, and I could just be on the wrong side of this again, but we'll see. This is definitely an aggressive entry, but we had quite a bit of limit buyers coming in here, so it needs to pop out of this area. But we also have this liquidity. All of this could go. I'm guessing I could see prices all the way up into the 11, and that would be an amazing trade, and I will finish the day off with that. And here's a nice little pop out of that. I think we have definitely some shorts stuck here now in this strong demand area, and we'll see what happens here. But I'm going to drag my target up, and I will manage it as usual. Any trade above 20 ticks or so, but I think that we can see a real nice liquidity flush on this move higher. Risk is off on this trade now. Volume coming in here, so we need to push above here and take out all of these highs here, this nice liquidity flush. But it looks like I don't know if I'm going to survive the pullback here. Got to get a little lucky right here in this area. That these highs, I would expect any stuck shorts to be liquidating here, so that should provide a little bit of fuel for the move up. But looks like I'm going to be on the break-even side of this trade, and that's a break-even. And we saw here, we can definitely see it on the number bars, increased volume and limit sellers coming back in here. So for now, I was not on the right side of this trade. I might give it another shot if we hold this area, this volume here. There is the breakdown, and I was definitely wrong on that trade. So taking out the liquidity now here we are at this LVN, basically this biggest LVN of the session, and possible that we hold this structure if we can move up from here. But now the problem is stops are wide, and I have volume and structure above me, so I'm going to need to seek some kind of push higher and then a hold from above. So it makes a long trade more problematic from this point. But now it looks like I'm probably not going to be able to get back in this trade unless we get some kind of push. And if we do have a lot of shorts stuck here, it's unlikely that they're going to be getting out. They're going to be flushed out of this here. And now the stops are just any trade in here. 46, 45 would be the stop, so 25 tick stop. Pretty tough management. I'm going to finish off the setup that I tried on this one. So definitely, I feel like my read and my context was correct as far as this being in this LVN area, previous demand likely to buy out of this area, but doesn't really much matter if you can't trade it. So then the push down to 46 and then the big push out of here. This is finally really what trapped all of these sellers. Breakout sellers here. All the sellers in this area are trapped, and then the push out. So now I'm just trying to figure out how I could get into this long. 919, we put in this increase in volume, push back to this zone, and I tried to get an entry at 69 and came back just to within a tick or two of my order and never filled. Didn't get a fill. Target again was back up into this structure here, this value area. So 88.10 was my final target for 40-50 tick win there on that. So didn't get it. So unfortunately, I gave back all of my profit from the first trade there, and then actually I'm down now on the day. So close. I mean, that would have been a huge one for me to finish out the morning. It's 9:30, so I didn't get this one recorded, but I ended up getting long here one time here. It seemed like we were just weak to the upside. We'd kind of pushed up into this area a couple times, had volume below, and just couldn't move lower. I took a reduced loss, a couple tick loss here, and then I entered again at 94, and my expectation was to come up into this low volume area, from here up into this kind of this LVN, up into the low side of this high volume right here. And that's exactly what I did, and I took it off at 14 for plus 20, and we came up to basically about 16 and before coming back down and retesting this area. So nice trade there. Still not very happy with the day being up 10 and starting the day with one trade up 29. This actually, it slipped me because of the simulator, I think, and then missed some nice long opportunities and kind of lost my mind a little bit here, taking these 4 full losses for the long trades in not a very good location. So overall, not real happy with how I traded today, but being up is better than the alternative. So try to get another long here right into the close. 81, we had this volume pushing up, and it gets real crazy and volatile here, but I think we get a nice little pop here all the way through these highs and to fill in some of the space up into the 07. And it's getting real volatile the last few minutes. We'll lock in 10 here and see if we can get this last bit. It's looking good for 10. Nope, got taken out for 10. So that's all right though. Nice little trade. We see this pop up above. A safer exit here would have been into the round number at the round number. As you can see, this came exactly to 99 when we flushed the tops here into this liquidity. And so I was hoping to fill in all this space back up into the 09. But it's always a better, in my experience from what I see, it's always a better exit to exit into this pushback to the round number. But pretty risky. But that puts me up a decent recovery on the day to finish up 20, locking in that last 10. So that's definitely going to be it. A lot of trades. Again, I've been trading, I guess over trading, but to finish 20 when my first one and done trade was like 30, up 30. But that's all right.